Welcome back, folks, for a new episode of Leaked. And today we'll cover the T-45 scout tank. So this is going to be a premium tier 2 Russian light tank. It's going to be the 6th anniversary gift for the Russian servers. Other servers get it as well, but this is going to happen around August 12th. So another free garage slot or dust collector, I guess, but don't look at a gift horse in the mouth, but it's a little bit stepping backwards from last year's BT-7 artillery, which was a tier 3. This is tier 2, so downgrade? Oh well. But here's a little history about the T-45. So it's a modernization or updated version of the Soviet T-60 scout tank with better turret armor and a 45mm replacing the 20mm autocannon. So it's a little bit better armed, but only a prototype was produced and deemed obsolete when compared to the T-70. So you have the T-60 as a normal tier 2 Russian light tank, I believe, and the T-70 is the tier 3 afterwards, but nobody plays it because everybody plays the A-20, which leads up to the T-34-76 or the T-50, so nobody plays the other line, I guess. But here you can see the 3 lines of the Russian light tank development during the World War II era. So on one line you have the T-38, which led to the T-60, T-70, 80, 90. Not the T-80 main battle tank, not the T-90 main battle tank. That's a whole different T, I guess, but that's the line. You also have the T-26, the T-46, the T-126 and 127, and the T-50, and the BT series, which led up to the A-20, which is also called the BT-20, and the A-32, which was redesignated as the T-34-76. So that's the 3 light tank lines leading up to the famous T-34-76. And the Russians afterwards decided that light tanks were not as viable like the heavy tanks because you can just use the T-34s to scout as well. So yeah, heavy tanks, light tanks became obsolete and just use main battle tanks. But the Russians also developed more light tanks slash armored fighting vehicles like the BT-76, which was the predecessor to the BMP-1. So that scared the crap out of the Americans to develop the Sheridan. So funny enough. And the BMP is the famous crocodile amphibious whatever the thing is. I hate that thing. Whenever you play M113s, you see a BMP and just like, oh crap. I'm talking about Operation Flashpoint, Cold War Crisis. That game's like 15 years old, but it's amazing. Freaking BMP scared the crap out of you if you see one. But that's the development history of the Russian light tanks. So here you can see the T-60, the T-70, and the T-80. So the T-45 is a hybrid of the T-60's hull with the T-70's turret. So it looks like a hybrid with a better gun. And that's pretty much it. So here is the T-45, the 45mm on the turret. It does have the commander hatch as the weak spot, so not as well sloped as the T-70s, but it's a tier 2. It's a small light tank, dust collector, whatever. So here are the HD screenshots of this vehicle. It's a pretty decent looking vehicle. It's free, I guess. So, torsion bar suspension, nice. And the turret is a little bit towards the port side of the vehicle. So it's a 2-man crew. If you get your commander and driver knocked out, this tank is disabled. And here are the collision models of this vehicle. Here you can see the frontal plate is well sloped at 30 degrees with 25mm. So this will bounce some autocannons. So that's pretty decent, but you still have a driver hatch weak spot. So it could be penetrated at close range. But the manlet is alright, 50mm at tier 2. That's pretty good. So this vehicle is more like a heavy light tank-ish. So here are the main stats. It's a tier 2 premium Russian light tank, has a crew of 2, preferential matchmaking, but all tier 2s have preferential matchmaking up to tier 3, so that's not saying much. Gold cost will be 750 around, but it's going to be given out for free, so better log on. Hit points is 140, so below average. Engine 85 horsepower, weighs about 7 tons, so the horsepower per ton ratio is not insane for all low tier light tanks because those have like around 20. It's only 12.5, so this does feel a little bit sluggish compared to the other counterparts at tier 2. So you won't be zipping around too fast. Has a 41 km per hour top speed, reverse is 15, hull traverse is 52 degrees per second, which is pretty good. Turn traverse is average, 34. Terrain resistance is good for medium and soft terrain, but okay-ish, below average-ish for hard. View range, 300 meters. Radio is below average, but tier 2, so 300 meters. Hull armor, 25, 50 at the sides, and 25 at the rear. Turret is 35 all the way around. Has a 45mm, carries 66 rounds, fires AP, APCR, high explosive. Has 51mm of penetration at tier 2. For normal AP, APCR is 84, which is pretty good. And alpha is way above average, 47. So you could clip out relatively quickly, but the DPM is not as great, about 800. So rate of fire is about 16.7. Reloads every 3.6 seconds. Accuracy is 0.4, which is good for a Russian tank at tier 2. Aim time is long, 2.4 seconds, so better be sure that you're not moving. And gun depression is 6 degrees, so Russian. Elevation is 20 degrees, so below average. But it's a free vehicle, so final thoughts and opinions. It's a premium T60 with a bigger gun, but a few trade-off for the bigger gun. So great penetration in alpha, might bounce a few shots from the front. Way less horsepower per ton ratio than light tanks of tier 2, low DPM, low health, low ammo, if you spam a lot, and long aim time and meh radio. It's a tier 2. It's a good gun, but I have a few problems if you spam too many shots, decent slope frontal armor, only against small caliber guns like autocannons or machine guns. So is it worth it? It's free, you bum. Just log on during the Russian anniversary event. Other servers get it as well, but this should be around August 12th, so the 6th anniversary. Kind of blah compared to the previous BT-7 artillery, so downgrade from tier 3. Collects dust anyways for me, so I shouldn't complain, but collectors, bleh. So yeah, Putin is meh. So that's pretty much it. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.